It's been great. It's been great. Ever since, for me, the big one was Austin. The first time a crowd were going to see the film, you kind of never really know. And there was such an overwhelmingly positive response there. You kind of think, okay, that's going to continue on. I think given the narrative structure, and I think given the type of film it is, it has some risky ideas in there. So I think the people who just want a sort of a cookie cutter experience may not enjoy that. But I think for the most part, I think people really embrace what we're trying to do in terms of reinvent what's old and sort of have a lot of fun with it. I think sci-fi is really nigh the beholder. I think sci-fi, what anchors you, or anchors me, or anchors someone else in science fiction, is such a unique perspective, and it's such a unique experience, and such a unique trip. I feel like I'd be remiss to say, oh, it's this or it's that. I think it's a contemporary take on something that literally was started in the Depression era with the sci-fi pop sort of comics. So, you know, I think the narrative structure is pretty bold and risky. But for the overall part, I think science fiction has to be, the viewer has to find what they relate to in it. You know, 'cause there's a lot in this film with the chapters and all over the shop. I think there's a lot in the film for different people to take away from it. I used to get comics, actually. It's totally Brian, we see these comics out of order. So I used to always read them, you know, issue 9, issue 4, issue 6, and I never got to issue 1. And by the time I actually got to issue 1, it was many, many years later. And the film I thought, the comic I thought I was reading, I wasn't, you know, because when you read the origins of a character, it's always where we sort of come from. And that's what the excitement of this film was, to do it out of order. So you started to, when you thought you knew the film, we went somewhere else, and then we went somewhere else, you know, so literally the audience couldn't sort of pick the formula. That was the big thing. I think right now, you know, a lot of the films that I was developing in the States, you know, there was almost a formula to it. You know, by page this, you've got to say that. By this page, someone says that. And it's like, not back in the 70s, not before that. You know, people were just making films, telling stories in that sort of organic way you talk to another person. When it's boring, you can kind of tell. When it's exciting, you can kind of tell. There shouldn't be a formula for that, because that's how you make food, but it's not how you make art. I think probably the bus, weirdly enough, having a sci-fi bus in the middle of Australia, all the performance stuff we knew would be quite intense, so we were kind of expecting there to be a level of intensity. But to see the bus in the middle, we're at the breakaway, and we literally to see this sci-fi bus that we built back in Sydney, going along a road with smoke coming out, and it was a real bus working in the middle of nowhere. I couldn't see the crew because I was quite a distance away. So all I could see was this, it was real. It was actually in an alien landscape, and for a moment, I forgot where we were, and I thought we were on OVE 619, which is the planet. And I think any time in a movie I go so far into it that I forget that we're actually making a film. That's the best place to be. So that was the time when that happened. That's a good one. I'll think of 10 more on the way home, but I'm sure that's a good one for now. What advice? I think it's just, you've got to, it's tough, and I think you've actually got to really figure out how badly you want it. You know, I think it's such a tough job, you know, and I don't think it gets easier as you go. And I think probably the more experience, the better you get at it, you realise you've got to go further and harder. So, you know, a lot of the people, the attrition is the great war of film in terms of keeping a job, getting paid, following your passion, you know, a changing industry, Netflix, Redbox, all these things are changing the industry. So you've got to be quite a survivalist, you know, I would say. So I think that sort of dexterity or that ability to kind of last is a huge one, and get kicked 10 times and get up 11. You know, so before, I'm going to always assume talent's assumed, but it's not anyone's sort of case to say it's this or it's that. I actually think it's the passion, and it's actually like that kind of thing. I think it's a good idea, but if you think it's a good idea, it's not going to work out. If you think it's a novel thing, it can't be that. It's got to be a life obsession, because that's what you're up against. The other people that are winning or doing really well out of it, it's a life obsession, you know, and a dangerous one sometimes too.